The Millionaire Fastlane is one of the best-selling books written by MJ DeMarco, which claims that you can get rich quick. I can assure you that it is not one of those books that cheat you and promise to make you rich overnight. It is a book that will open your eyes. I remind you that the Entrepreneur's Wealth channel is the information channel dedicated to entrepreneurs, successful and aspiring people. Immersing yourself in the right training and practicing the right action is the key to your success. Repeat the videos over and over again and memorize the concepts that will lead you to success. Let's talk about the book, The Millionaire Fastlane. If you are an entrepreneurial-minded person who wants to get rich quick, enjoy life when young, create the businesses you love. In fact, according to the author, there are 3 types of financial avenues you can take. The first is the pavement, the second is the slow lane, and the third is the fast lane or fast lane. People who choose the sidewalk live well today at the expense of real safety tomorrow. As the author explains, people in the curb category see debt as an asset and value spending over saving. More importantly, these people live a life of instant gratification and don't plan for the long term. It is important to note that being in the sidewalk category does not mean being poor. There are a lot of rich people like athletes and celebrities who make a lot of money but spend it like there's no tomorrow, precisely because they have poor financial management. The second type of financial road that most people choose to take is called the slow lane, meaning those who have taken the slow lane are sacrificing themselves today in order to be better off in the future. So I'm opposite of the sidewalk category. That's also a poor choice, because wealth is best enjoyed when you're young and healthy, not after decades of soul-draining work. These people sacrifice from Monday to Friday to enjoy the weekend, and this is equivalent to exchanging $5 for $2. Another problem is those who go the slow lane and hope their long-term investment and compound interest will make them rich. However, compound interest does most of its work at the end of the waiting period. If you take a look at the graph on the compounding calculator sites, they show investing $10,000 at 15% interest will yield $2.6 million over 40 years. It looks fantastic. However, what most who take the slow lane never realize is that the investment is $660,000 over 30 years, which means that a huge chunk of the money is accumulated in the last decade when it is already very old. Do you really want to be a 65-year-old guy driving a Ferrari? I'm sure you'll want to ride it when you're young and full of life. However, this is very difficult to accomplish if you choose the slow lane. The author says that keeping a job will limit your wealth. Other than that, the experience you gain is limited. You'll learn a lot more about running your own business in a month than working for someone else for a year. Also, you have no control over his income, because your salary depends a lot on other people. The author also warns his readers against the advice of financial gurus. Some so-called gurus rarely get rich by following the advice they themselves give. In fact, these gurus get rich by writing books, doing seminars and courses. When you get people's financial advice, make sure what they teach you is something that has actually worked for them. The third type of finance road is the fast lane. The fast lane is all about business, entrepreneurship and quick wealth creation. Some examples could be the business, innovation, software and systems you create, and so on. Fast lane focuses on getting rich quick, but it's not the same as getting rich quick, which is explained extensively in this channel. It will take a long time and you may spend 10 years focusing on your business before you achieve the kind of success you want. The upside is that once you reach your desired level of wealth, you'll have the freedom to do whatever you want for the rest of your life. The fast lane mentality requires you to be accountable and not just accountable. Being responsible means admitting that you feel guilty about something and constantly improving. In the fast lane you can increase your income, even double it, and this is not possible with the slow lane. Next time you go to the office, try asking to raise your salary from $2,000 a month to $4,000 a month and see what happens. In terms of wealth creation, the goal is not to work hard, but to create a system that does it for you. Again, this doesn't mean avoiding work, but being resourceful, optimizing and automating non-stop. As we explain in many leadership-related videos on this channel. For example, let's say you need to build a pyramid with heavy stones. The slow lane approach is to carry stones yourself, one at a time. Of course, it will take decades. The fast lane approach would be to spend the first few years designing something that moves stones for you. A crane, a traction system, anything that facilitates and automates the goal as much as possible. After your initial investment, the pyramid will be easier to build. Once obtained, Your key to the fast lane is to produce. Instead of buying products on TV, sell products. Instead of digging for gold, sell shovels. Instead of looking for a job, become an employer and hire your own staff. When you change your thinking and your role from consumer to producer, that's where you step into the lane of the fast lane that will allow you to create wealth. You might think the rich are greedy, but it's actually the poor who are greedy. If you think about it, you will see that being rich must help others. You have to give something back and build something for others. You have to improve something in the company and invest in something. While instead it is the poor who are greedy because they produce only for themselves and think only of themselves. Another interesting topic that the author talks about in order to get rich is called the law of affection. The law of affection says that to make $1 million, you have to help 1 million people. Sure, it doesn't have to be exactly 1 million people, but I think you get the point. The more people you help, the more you give to others and the more you get. This may not make sense at first, and could you say, how can I get rich by helping others and giving to others? For example, you can say, what if I go out right now and give 1,000 people $1,000? How will this make you rich? You're right, it won't make you rich. People who receive money from you will most likely run to the store to buy something they don't even need. So what is the good form of giving? Let's say you create a type of product that helps older people. This would be a much higher form of giving. That's why Jeff Bezos is richer than the lady you saw at the bank office yesterday. Jeff Bezos built Amazon, and this helps millions of people to shop safely and easily around the world, while the bank lady mostly helps herself and her family. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to belittle the bank office lady. If the lady wants to help herself and her family, there is nothing wrong with that. But according to the law of affection, she won't be rich because she isn't influencing or changing many people's lives in a positive way. In the second part of the book, the author talks about 5 rules that you should follow if you want to build a successful business. You can also use them with existing businesses and see how strong the foundation of your business is. If you analyze a successful business 9 times out of 10, you will find that they are following these 5 rules. The first rule is need. The only reason a business exists is to solve a problem. When problems are solved, money is exchanged. If you solve problems, you make things easier. Remove inconvenience provides a better service, satisfy desires and cravings. You have thus followed the rule of need. You think something that's simple is obvious, but alas, it's not. Today the great business idea is to do what you love and follow your passion, as if the market mattered. The market, on the other hand, doesn't care. If you get what they want, then you will be rewarded. Passions, if they don't solve a problem, won't make you pay the bills. The second rule is entry. The rule of entry asks how easy or difficult it is to enter the business world. If anyone on the street can start businesses and you're inside, then you're violating the entry rule. Again, if going into business is as simple as filling out an online form or joining a program, you're violating this rule. The essence of entrepreneurship is problem solving, and the problem you are solving must have an element of difficulty. The difficulty is in fact the opportunity. If you're one of the entrepreneurs who looks at potential ideas and complains about the difficulty, then you're not interested in solving legitimate problems. Rather, you are looking for specific ways to make money. The former creates millionaires, the latter creates money by chasing people. The third rule is control. The rule of thumb is like the ground you build your business on. Do you own that land, or is it leased and controlled by someone else? Can one person or some company suddenly take the floor out from under you and cause a corporate catastrophe? One day you make $10,000 and the next nothing. If 100% of your customers come from a free Google search, you're breaking the rule of checking. A change to Google's algorithm could kill your business. Or quite simply, your leads only come from Instagram. Well, what if they ban your account? If 99% of your product sales come from one platform, you are violating this rule. YouTube can kick you off the platform without much explanation, and as a result your business will go from big numbers to zero without you doing anything wrong. That is why the author does not recommend relying only on a third party. The fourth rule is scale. Your product can be scaled or replicated with relative ease. Don't confuse this with the entry rule, which is your initial entry into the business. Scale, on the other hand, is all about easily replicating the difficult problem you solved. For example, if you create a software service that solves a problem in the dental area, your solution may take 3 months to build. But the difference between a solution that needs 10 customers and one that needs 1,000 has no direct correlation. You make 100 times the profit, but you don't have 100 times the work. The final rule is time. According to this rule, your product or service must exist without being connected to you. Is your product being served while you are away or doing something else? The essence of the time rule is to get away from the worst action ever created, which is your time for money, and there are a lot of videos in the channel about this too. Whenever there is a creative effort independent of you, you can also sell independently, without exchanging your time for money. If you follow these 5 rules, your business will deliver life-changing results. If the video was helpful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You will not miss the next training videos to achieve your financial success and personal growth. Thanks for watching.